Hey, so today I want to show you how you can set up a HubSpot to Notion integration in just 5 minutes. By the end of this video, you will have a true two-way sync between HubSpot, deals, contacts, and companies, and 3 different Notion databases. All of this can be done with a no-code tool called WhaleSync. It's really simple. I'll show you how right now. So like I mentioned, we're going to use a tool called WhaleSync. WhaleSync basically is a two-way sync tool. It connects a bunch of different apps, HubSpot and Notion being 2 of the most popular ones. And to kick that off, all you gotta do is hit create sync and basically go through 3 steps here. So we'll connect apps, we'll select tables, we're gonna map them all together, and then we're gonna activate our sync. So as you might have guessed, we're gonna start by authorizing Notion. So here I'll click authorize, and I'm gonna go ahead and search for the page that I want. So here in Notion, my page is called HubSpot Notion Sync. We're gonna copy that and just grab that, come back over into WhaleSync, select pages, search for it, and make sure it's been added, which it has, looks good. And we can go ahead and allow access. That's basically giving WhaleSync access to our Notion page here. And you'll notice that basically right here, HubSpot Notion Sync looks good. Okay, save. We're gonna do the same thing on the HubSpot side. So with HubSpot, it's even easier. Literally, we're just gonna click HubSpot and then authorize. From here, you'll see your different HubSpot workspaces. I'm going to go ahead and pick my demo one and give that access as well. And we should be good to go there too. Now, easy parts out of the way. We've connected Notion and HubSpot. Now let's get into table mappings. So basically, if we look at our Notion HubSpot right now, I have my HubSpot, which has all the tables or what they call objects out of the box. Notion here, just a blank page, has nothing in it. Now, if I wanted to connect existing databases, I could go ahead and create, a database for contacts and companies, all the things I wanted. But instead, I'm gonna actually use WhaleSync and let it create them for me. So what's really, really nice about WhaleSync is that it just saves me all this time when I'm setting this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick my HubSpot table. So let's do contacts. On the Notion side, like I mentioned, I could pick from an existing database. Instead, I'm gonna hit new table. And what this is gonna do in a sec here is WhaleSync is gonna create a new database in my Notion page from contacts. So let's do that for a couple of the others. So let's do companies and let's do deals, and same idea. I'm just gonna hit new table. This will load, it'll take another minute or two, and then hit create table mappings. Now WhaleSync is doing exactly what like I mentioned. It's gonna go look at those pieces of data from HubSpot, go add that into Notion as a database. And so if we hop over to Notion, we can just kind of see this in action. And there we go, we got our contacts database. The second here, we'll have companies and deals. And we'll go ahead and let that wrap up. All right, amazing. So all those tables have been created. We can hit continue from here. We're going to be using this table mapper to connect the specific objects in HubSpot with specific tables in Notion. So we have contacts and contacts, companies and companies, deals and deals. This is all looking good. Now within each of these tables, we're of course going to also want to map the individual fields. So to start, we have just one field, deal name, contact email, and company name. But let's bring in a couple others. So as an example, I might want to bring in the amount, right, of a deal. And again, in Notion, I could go into Notion and go to deals, add a new field, right, and do that there. But instead, I'm just gonna let WhaleSync create it. So I can create a new field automatically. We'll do amount. Let's also bring over, let's see, contacts or companies. That would be nice. So like if we do, a deal, we probably want to know what company is associated with it, and same with contacts, right? So I'll have WhaleSync copy over those fields for us. So we just added amount, contacts, and companies. And again, you'll notice this one has the little foreign key tag. This is super powerful. So these fields that have that little squiggly line, they're basically association fields in HubSpot, or what Notion calls relation fields, but they basically are how you connect 2 different tables. And what WhaleSync does that's really nice is it lets you actually sync that data. So we can bring over not just a static table of deals, but actually see how they all relate to each other. Now, across each of these table mappings, the default with WhaleSync is two-way sync. So you'll just see it up here. But as an example, I might want to just, only sync deals from HubSpot into Notion. I can toggle that over to one-way easily. I can also toggle it just for certain fields. So maybe I want generally the sync to be two-way, but, amount is something we never want to override. And so we switch that to one-way. So you have total control here in the table mapper to go ahead and change the direction. So one additional bit here before we turn on the sync is we might want to add a filter. And what I mean by that is that if I look at my deals in HubSpot, you'll see I've got a handful of deals here. Some of them are for $100,000, others are for $1,000. And maybe I don't want to bring them all into Notion. Maybe it's just the big important ones that are over, let's say $10,000 I want to bring in. To handle that with WhaleSync is really easy. We're just going to add a filter and say, maybe only sync deals that are over 10 grand. So all we have to do is go to deals, hit filter, add a condition, pick the field we want to add our filter on. So let's say amount. And just like I said, maybe we go only, greater than or equal to 10,000, right? And we can get pretty fancy with condition groups and adding multiple conditions. For now, I think you got the point. I think we're all set up. We've got companies, contacts, and deals. We've got foreign keys or associations that are across these tables. We've got two-way sync going on. Let's go ahead and save and continue, and we'll turn this guy on. So there we go. Confirm, activated, and WhaleSync is kicked off and ready to go. Now, we're initializing the sync. This usually takes about 30 seconds, maybe a minute at most, where WhaleSync is going to scan all the data that's in HubSpot and Notion and get a sense for what it needs to do. As soon as it recognizes all of your data in HubSpot, it's going to start to queue that up and sync that into Notion pretty much immediately. In fact, if you want to just pop over here, we can take a look at what that looks like. So let's go over to HubSpot, Notion, and let's go over to companies. And you can see these starting to come in. This is all happening live. Now, it's going to make these companies first. It's going to make the deals, it's going to make the contacts, and then WhaleSync will come back and create these relationships. So here you're going to see companies, and in a bit, you'll see what deals are actually associated with each of them. And while that all syncs, we can hop over to WhaleSync and just take a look again at what's happening. So again, WhaleSync runs a full scan of each of these apps. It then queues up changes and starts to sync them. As changes come through, they show up as operations. You always click into one, see exactly what WhaleSync did, when, and why. So here, we create a new record in HubSpot, or rather in Notion from HubSpot using the company name field, one of the fields that we mapped. And over here, you can see issues. So if WhaleSync can't sync a record, so if Notion rejects it, the HubSpot API is down, whatever reason it is, it'll pop up here and it'll tell you exactly why, as well as give you an AI-generated suggestion about how to go ahead and fix that or resolve it, right? So WhaleSync is not only the tool that handles all of your data syncing, it's also the thing that lets you monitor and maintain it without being deep into different annoying little bits of APIs or other hard to parse errors. All right, so the sync has finished up, and now we can go take a look at what we have just done, and it's really, really cool. So if we go to deals here, we'll see across HubSpot and Notion, we have our deals, and specifically, we filtered out those small ones, right? So you're seeing only the ones that are above $10,000, which is exactly what we wanted. And what's so nice about this is it's not just the deal, it's also what it's related to, right? So Amazon is related to this new deal, Amazon, right? Jeff Bezos is the contact. All of this, of course, comes in HubSpot, but getting that relationship and that association out of HubSpot into a tool like Notion is very, very hard if you ever tried to do that before. With WhaleSync, it's just handled for you. And again, of course, all of this is two-way synced. So now that this is here, I can create a new deal in Notion. I can update this one. So maybe I change the new deal Amazon to new deal Amazon / Meta. I don't know, maybe a joint deal of some kind. And what will happen is that WhaleSync will notice this change in about a minute or so, sync that directly into HubSpot, and you're good to go. All in all, I hope you get a sense of how this two-way sync works. HubSpot and Notion are two of the best tools to connect. You get this really powerful HubSpot CRM and the ease of use of Notion all in one. So hope that helps. Let us know if you have questions in the comments, and excited to see what you guys build.